and everything. The hair really didn't turn out the way I had pictured it, and I am not happy. Hello lovelies, welcome back to the channel. This is the first time I've gotten ready. All year, literally all year this is the first time I've managed to get ready, so this is a get ready with me for that, with a lot of rambling. I barely even remember what it was just before this, and I barely remember what I spoke about, but join me in attempting to remember how to do a face after having not done so in far too long. Okay, so yeah, this is the first time that I am getting ready this year. There has been one like half attempt that didn't go that well. I have forgotten how to do my face. I've forgotten how to be on camera. I also hope everything with this video is okay, because this is a camera that I haven't used before. This is a different camera, and it's like one that Jake used to have, but he has gone off to the studios to do vocals on something. So I am on my own here. We're figuring out new technology, which I am not always great at. I'm good at fixing broken things. For fuck's sake. I just got completely distracted for I don't know how long, maybe I'll put it on the screen, and forgot that I was recording a video entirely. Forgot completely what I was doing. Looked up and was like, oh shit. Let me start doing my makeup, I said, as if I have any idea what I'm doing with my face today. That right there is part of the problem. It's why I have just been like completely lacking any sort of inspiration for like the past month or something. And not just with like YouTube and makeup and things like that, with like with my whole life. I almost always have something that I'm like obsessed with. Like, you know, like I guess my hyperfixations, and you guys know like my moods. I'll have like my pink mood, or like my Hufflepuff mood, or my, I don't know, I'm blanking, my moods. I pretty much always have something like that, something that like is consuming my entire life, and there'll be like the fashion and the hobbies and like everything that goes along with it. And I've had nothing for like well over a month, and I feel like this is like the longest this has ever gone on for, and I'm like, am I just never going to like feel that about something again? Because I can't cope with that. Oh, whenever I say about fixing things, that's probably an exaggeration because I don't actually know what I'm doing, but I'm really good at like something will break and like Jake will be losing his mind and he won't be able to get to work and he's like all mad, and then I'll just kind of like pick it up, look at it, touch it a bit, give it back, and then it works. I don't know why, but that has been like consistent throughout our relationship. I touch things and they work again. Don't know how I do it. That's just how it happens. So yeah, don't know how to figure out how to use new technology, but if something stops working, give it to me and let me fiddle with it. No, we're good. Thought it stopped recording. Let me fiddle with it for a minute or two and it might sort itself out. Oh my god, I'm so like not used to doing my makeup anymore that this is unbearably tickly. So I've been trying. There's been actually like quite a few times throughout the month that I have tried to sit down and record, and a whole bunch of things have gone wrong. And all the time it's been because I've been trying to record over in my studio, you know, my nice new studio that I got for recording in. And that hasn't been going super well, because every time, somehow without fail, every time that I have like been like, I am going to record, the dudes who have the studio next to mine have been in like hanging out with people and playing music and like just all that, which, you know, obviously is fine. Like I also like to hang out in my studio and play music or whatever. I usually don't, I'm not with people, it's just me. But yeah, you know, like I also like to do that, but unfortunately it has just literally been every time I've wanted to record, that has been what's happened, and so I haven't been able to record because you can hear everything. And not only do I not want like a little mini party audio showing up on my videos, I also don't want them like hearing me recording because that's awkward, so that hasn't been going well. I really don't know what I'm going to do about that because it's a problem, but we'll figure it out. But for now I'm just going to record here. So in terms of like life updates, there aren't really a ton because we're still in lockdown. We are still trying to find somewhere to move to. It's not going well. There are like no decent houses going up at all, and like a few, like, so yeah, we sort of just like keep people updated on the likes of Twitter, and a few people have thought it's been like an issue of like just things being out of our budget, but literally even if you set things to have no limit, like no budget limit, any amount, even then there are just no houses going up. So it's like, that's not even the problem, it's just there are literally no houses in the criteria that we're looking for going up for rent. So we are still rather stuck, and every day that I am stuck in this house, I go a little more crazy, a little more out of my head. Where the f are my lenses? Do you know what? We will get back to that problem when we come to it. The whole reason I was doing a yellow look today was to match the lenses, but alright, because I've been like so back and forth between here and the studio trying to record, and like something goes wrong here, so I go to the studio, and something goes wrong there, so I come back. I keep losing things between the two. Northern Ireland went back into like full super like not allowed to do anything lockdown the day after Christmas. It was supposed to end on February 6th, and then like a week ago or something they reviewed and decided that no, actually I think like March 6th or something, sometime in March is now when it's going on to. So like this lockdown didn't even get to end before it was extended even further. The main thing that is bothering me about it at the minute is the fact that driving lessons are cancelled, because I've just gotten into like a really antsy place now where I just really want to, why am I like way off to the side? Come on now. Yeah, I've gotten to like a really antsy point where I really just want to be able to drive. That is all I want. If I could drive, like yeah, this would all still suck. But I could do so many more things that would at least amuse me. Like I know like a lot of people are like, oh well I can drive and I still feel it. It's like, okay, that's great. But I can think of things that I would love to do right now that require a car and wouldn't break any rules because I wouldn't be around people or shops or anything. So yeah, that's like the main thing annoying me about this. I'm like, oh my god, like if you have to keep the lockdown, fine, but at least open driving lessons again. I will wear a hazmat suit. If you want me to get in that car to do my driving lessons wearing a hazmat suit, I will do that. I accept. But yeah, so just feeling very cooped up, very cabin fevery, and just completely lacking any inspiration whatsoever. I've just spent the past month like, who am I? Yeah, so that's kind of why I've been absent. I wish there was a way to like ask like, hey, could you tell me like the specific times you guys are not going to be here so that I can come in during those times, but I feel like there's no way of asking without it sounding like I'm complaining, which is not what I want to do. I'm genuine in like, if I just knew if there were going to be specific times, then I could work with that. I could like fit my schedule around that. But yeah, I feel like no matter what you do, that would come across as if I was like, you know, being like passive aggressive, and I really don't want that, so it's probably just me overthinking it. But I even went over there at like, I think 3 a.m. the other night thinking, aha, it's 3 a.m. No one will be here at this time and I can record. And I got there and no, it was like the loudest it's ever been because they were like having a party or something, and I was like, how does this keep happening? It's unfortunate, but I will figure it out, I'm sure. I haven't really been able to progress with like doing the studio up since the last video you guys saw because I need to get paint and I haven't gone to get paint, which is another thing that would be easier with a car because I wouldn't have to get a taxi up. It just, everything in my life would be so much simpler. But yeah, I need to go up to like the hardware store and get paint. I think it's still open because it has like essential stuff, but I don't know if because what I'm going there for isn't essential, like maybe they wouldn't consider it essential if I would get yelled at, but I don't want to just not be able to do anything to the studio until March. Maybe, could be even later if they decide to push it back again, so I don't really know what to do with that. And paint is one of those things you can't really order online because you need to be able to see the colours. But I do have most of, if not all of the furniture for the pink side over there now. It needs put together obviously. I kind of like, I want to put it together now, but I feel like it would be more sensible to put it together when I've painted. This video should really just be called like my descent into madness. I wish I could just like pick the things that I get obsessed with. Because whenever I like talk about, you know, like people will like sort of like offer be like, oh well, what about this thing? And I'm like, I wish it were that simple. I wish I could just like pick a thing and be like, this is what I'm going to like fixate on for the next however long, but it just like doesn't work. Even if I go back to things that, you know, I typically do get obsessed with and try to like purposefully like spark off that obsession, it doesn't work. My brain just decides when we do or do not want to care about something. And for like the past month I've been like trying to spark those things off, and I'll have like a day, half a day where like I feel like maybe it's working, maybe I'm about to like get into that place, and then by the time I wake up the next morning it's just gone. What a stupid problem to have. One good thing is that my sleeping schedule is finally, for now at least, in a good place. Because for a while there, like a couple of weeks ago, it got to like the worst it's ever been. It went from just like being a bad sleeping schedule to just there was no schedule anymore. There was none. There was no, you couldn't track when I would sleep because I would just sleep in random little patches throughout the day. But it did get to the point where I was like almost always without fail somehow awake for most of the night, and then I would fall asleep like perfectly in time for the daylight and then wake up again when it was dark, and that was awful. But it got so bad that it finally seems to have kind of leveled out, and now I naturally fall asleep early, and I've been waking up like with no alarm at like 6 or 7 a.m. and I'm like, yes, because I love being awake really early. I've always loved the very rare times in my life where that happens. It's just nice feeling like you still have the whole day ahead of you and like kind of being awake before the rest of the world. But I am not naturally wired that way. I am usually very much like a night person, and no matter how hard I try to get onto an early morning schedule, it just naturally gravitates back towards me being awake all night. So I'm just going to cherish this while it lasts. There's a bunch of little like artistic projects that I have wanted to get started on recently. I think especially because I've been watching like a lot of like artist vlogs on YouTube, which are just always very peaceful and nice. One is I really want to try acrylic pouring. For some reason loads of like in my recommendations, loads of videos of acrylic pouring started coming up, and it looks so fun and I really want to try it. I had like one quick go the other day and it just didn't work at all. And I was like, oh, okay. So obviously I need to learn more about that. And the other thing is I really want to play around with Procreate. I think I started seeing a bunch of like videos on TikTok come up of people using Procreate, and it looks really fun. And this perfectly leads us into talking about today's sponsor, which is Skillshare. Whoop. Hello, so I'm here to tell you about today's sponsor while I'm not in the middle of trying to do my makeup because I can't multitask. So the sponsor of today's video is Skillshare. They are a lovely, lovely sponsor that we've had here before. And what Skillshare is it's an online learning community with thousands of different classes. There are classes on things like illustration, graphic design, entrepreneurship, web development. There's like a class for pretty much everything. So whatever your creative whims may be, there's a good chance that Skillshare has a class for that. Personally, at the moment, I'm quite interested in the classes on illustration, such as this one right here. Whether you're a beginner, a pro, or somewhere in the middle, there are lots of different classes to suit different skill levels, so that is awesome too. Skillshare is curated for learning, so there are no ads or anything like that, and if you decide to go for the annual subscription, it works out at less than $10 a month. 2021 is just kicking off. I know a lot of us are kind of looking for new things to do this year, so this is an excellent opportunity to find something that suits you. And of course, you guys know I've got you covered. The first 1,000 people who click the link in my description will get a free trial of Skillshare Premium membership, so you can test it out and see what works for you. If you do decide to join Skillshare, please do leave me a comment and let me know what classes you're taking, because I'm always looking for new things that I can get stuck into as well. So I'd love to hear what other people are interested in right now. Don't forget to let me know. Or if you've used Skillshare in the past, let me know if there were any specific classes that you took that you enjoyed, because I am so interested. I think that is everything for this segment. Now back to me trying to get ready and not knowing what the hell I'm doing. So yeah, I really wanted to do like a little Procreate class on Skillshare. I still do want to, but I tried to download Procreate. Memory card filled up. What the hell was I saying? Yeah, I tried to download Procreate onto my iPad. My iPad was like, no, it's like really old. I think I got it maybe like 2012 or something. So it was like, no, absolutely not. What are you doing? So I might see if I can just like download it onto Jake's iPad and like borrow that to see if I like it. It is not my best work. I'm not liking how it's going, but I'm hoping that with eyelashes and lenses, if I can find any, things will improve. But I think I need a minute. I am back. Okay. I needed a second. I'm just so grouchy. Why am I so... Well, I mean, there are plenty of reasons to be grouchy, I guess, but you know. Now is not the time. There is no time for grouchy. No time to grouch. Oh! I've been sad. Like desperately racking my brain trying to think if there's like anything fun upcoming that I can tell you about, which is difficult given the state of the world, but there is. I freaking thought of something. I bought a DDR mat, dance mat, Stepmania, DDR dancey pants. One of those, like a proper, like, good one. My friend Rolly has one, and I asked him where he got his, and now I have ordered one, and I'm very excited because I suddenly really missed playing that. I've never been good at it, but I like it. And there's like a bar in Belfast I really miss right now. I'm not really much of a bar person, but anytime I did ever want to go out to a bar, it was usually this place, and I really miss it right now. Like, I've never been a let's go out to the clubs kind of person. Like, usually that's not my scene. But I would give anything right now. After this long of being inside, I would like kill. But yeah, there's this bar in Belfast called Cuckoo, and it's like 3 or 4 floors, like 3.5. I don't know, it's kind of confusing. But yeah, so they have like a downstairs kind of like pub-ish area, and then like an upstairs, like more like clubby type floor with like a dance floor and everything. And I think they have like a little mini like cinema type thing up on the roof. And then throughout all the floors, they have like arcade games and stuff, which is just like the most fun idea for a bar ever. And one of the games they have is DDR, or like, are the machines we have in the UK like actually DDR? I don't think they are. I think there's something else, but we just call it DDR anyway. I don't know, maybe. But they have one of those, and I love it, and I miss it, and I would love to go somewhere with friends and do the dance dance. The dance dance that I'm bad at. Can't do that, so I have ordered one of those, so I'm excited for that. And I've also like suddenly really gotten the urge to learn para dances again. There was like a thing on Twitter of like this weird, I don't know, it was just a really weird video on Twitter. I really don't know what was going on, but it had that song Night of Fire in it, and that just took me like screaming back to the days when I first discovered like Gyaru and para and stuff, and I tried to like learn the dances, and now I'm suddenly like, I want a para. I was never good at that either. I don't remember how it goes. But yeah, so I'm just going to dance away the sorrows. I really don't need to put in this much effort with my eyelashes, considering I'm just gonna stick some fake ones over the top, but I haven't got to try this yet, so here we are. Do you ever get like random flashbacks for like absolutely no reason? Out of nowhere there, I just got flashbacks to playing like a very specific part of World of Warcraft, and I'm like, things may not be going well, but I do have my pretty new eyelashes. They were actually sent me by Fire Vixen, and these ones are those ones. Theodora, I think. I got quite a few lovely pairs, but these were some of the biggest ones, so of course I was like, those will be the first ones. You know what, today hasn't gone super to plan, but that's okay, because what I will do is I will just consider today the test run. I will not record any videos after this. I'll just get through this one, see what went wrong with my look, and then I will record again tomorrow or the next day, and I will know how to avoid the problems. So it is all a-okay. What is everyone else doing at the minute to stay sane? Because I am clearly doing an excellent job. Nearly there. I think that is like mostly my makeup, at least as much makeup as I'm going to do today. Am I forgetting something? It's been so long since I've done makeup that I'm like, is there an important step that I've forgotten? I guess we'll find out, but for now I will go and try to especially sort out this. One moment! She's back! With everything, the hair really didn't turn out the way I had pictured it, and I am not happy. But beyond that, the outfit, or at least half of the outfit, because the other half is still pajamas, because we're not going anywhere. Shh. So yeah, the outfit is cute, would do again. The makeup is okay, would be better with the lenses that the entire look was planned around. But yeah, room for improvement, but not the worst. The hair is the main problem, and was made worse by trying to put on these tops. The clothes should have went on first. But yeah, this is the completed look. I don't know if I'll do it again, I don't know if I'll try to improve it, or if this will be the last of it, but I really just needed, before January ended, to get ready just once. Just once! So here I am. I'm hoping to make February a more successful month in terms of just about everything, especially in terms of videos. I'm sorry that this video was a little all over the place and aimless, but right now, I am a little bit all over the place and aimless, so it only makes sense. One can only hope that better days are on the horizon. I'm hoping like once the weather starts getting better, it won't be as bad, because then I can go out again, have like little picnics, like that little like cottagecore picnic I had last year. That was a lovely day. I enjoyed that. That was like a nice little escape away from everything, and it was pleasant and it was nice. But right now it is It is so cold and it is grey and it is wet and drizzly and miserable, and it's just, it's not cottagecore picnic weather. It's just not. So yeah, once hopefully things like improve there, then we can have a bit more fun. But right now it's just cabin fever. So I'm gonna go, but I hope you enjoyed this anyway. I do have more things coming. Bear with me if like the types of videos I put out for a little while here are a bit repetitive. I'm trying to find my inspiration. I do actually have like fun ideas of videos that I want to do right now. I just I don't have the energy. I just need to figure out like how to do them because I've overcomplicated them in my head, as I always do. But yes, I must go. I hope you enjoyed this. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching. Thank you for joining me. I always appreciate it. Remember to give the video a thumbs up just so I can see you there, just interacting. Leave the video a little comment. Let me know how you're doing. Are you also losing your marbles? If you're new here, feel free to subscribe. And finally, before you go, if you could check out my Patreon, that would be super amazing. And I would love you extra. So off I go, and I will see you in the next video, which will hopefully be more structured and fun and less... Bye, lovelies!